Hello, and welcome to tonight's special episode of the Arcane Adventures. I am joined by Dungeon Mistress and Player Mistress. As today we go through questions that you have all left in your wholehearted wisdom for us to not take seriously at all. Anything to add to that, or should we just get into it?
Let's just get onto it.
Right, okay, let's get the bloody thing up. So,
And featuring on the stream, Mark's disorganization.
shush.
Hit new.
But it's true.
Right, okay, I'm sorted. I had it sorted. It just didn't sort itself.
Bro.
So, our first question we have, and what we'll do is we'll go around so like all three of us have an answer. What got you involved in D&D? So we'll start with the Dungeon Mistress.
God, I need to remember. It was that long ago. What got me into D&D?
Yeah, that is the question.
Thanks for that. So, what got me into D&D was, well, I'll kind of have a little subplot onto it. This was 7 years ago, like almost 8 years ago. And I started secondary school, like just started year 7. My camera was shaking, it's fine.
Shaky camera, best camera.
I was watching my siblings watching Critical Role, and I was like, that looks cool. I want to see for myself, and kind of like got into Critical Role myself, watched a couple of episodes, and was like, I kind of want to get into this. And then when COVID hit, which was then in like 2020, so I was in like year 10, I got into a proper D&D session, and it was like, this is fun, I want to keep going. So I pretty much like got started into D&D when I was like, I don't know, 11, 12-ish.
Do you want to do your answer?
Well, I was just thinking about it right now.
Don't think it hurts.
I know it hurts.
And also the camera's up here.
But when I first
I know exactly when your first experience with D&D
what got me
was.
first into D&D really was I was on call with lovely DM here, and I was thinking aloud, which I meant to think inside my head, not aloud. But I technically just said, I kind of want to learn how to play D&D. And then all I heard from the other side of the phone was, what? And
This is
then-
very synonymous with my
then-
story of how I've become a DM.
and then all I hear was, okay. So Mark taught me how to do D&D, and he also taught himself how to be a dungeon master at the same time. Was my first campaign I ever did, and it was really fun, so I decided to continue. Yeah.
And now for me. So
Ow.
my first D&D sort of experience was meant to be with work colleagues, as you remember Aaron.
Yes.
Yeah, he invited me and one of our other co-workers, Albert, to basically start a small D&D campaign where Aaron would DM and we'd do whatever we want because it's D&D.
You told me about that.
Yeah, we got session 0, we sorted the characters, and we done a session 1, and unfortunately it never progressed past. So then 6 months I was dormant, and then it was day I met you, Dungeon Mistress, that I was invited to be the 8th player of the campaign,
We don't speak about it.
and then obviously that evolved into teaching this one and doing my own D&D campaigns. So
I kind of want to say this now. That was also when, obviously, like you said, when we first met. And I'm gonna say this now for the viewers that you're gonna find funny still to this fucking day. When I first met this prick, I thought he was gay.
yep, wholeheartedly. And it wasn't until like 2 months after when you were like, when we first met, I thought you were gay. And I was like, oh, thank you very much.
Because I'm pretty sure I've heard about this. When you were texting me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you text me in session, and the DM was like, "Come on, Mark, hurry up!" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, my girlfriend's messaged me," and they were like,
You've
"Well,
got a girlfriend?
and I just looked up and I was like, "Yes, now I want to do this," and I think you gave me that look of, "Oh, shit." Oh shit, they're not gay.
I will also say this now for the viewers currently watching. When we go through like the questions and we have none left, feel free to ask us more questions in the chat. We
Yeah.
want to know more. We want questions.
We want
to be occupied.
We want questions to answer.
We're bored as fuck.
Even if it's like you look at your dog and you go, well, Sparky, what do you have in terms of D&D questions? And he just goes,
For two DMs that clearly have no sanity and a player who also has no sanity.
right, well, we got through one question. We've got many more to go.
We'll also turn this into like a little mini podcast as well. Kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
why the fuck not?
Right, next question. What is your favourite part of character/world development? You can only answer the first bit because you haven't fully created a world yet, have you?
No, I'm in the.
You're in the process, so you can kind of answer, but that's still up to interpretation. Once again,
Should we do character stuff first and then world stuff?
So
yeah. So we'll do favorite part of character development. We'll go in that same order. So Dungeon Mistress, player, Dungeon Marcus Aurelius.
What exactly is the question about?
What is your favorite part of character development?
I think my favorite, which is
But
kind
no,
of like a
hold on.
common thing.
Hold on.
What?
Does it mean character development as in like the story progression, or does it mean character development in terms of its building?
The bot died.
Lovely.
I think it's when you just go through character development for your character, no matter what character you play, like how the development is. Like, what's your favorite part of doing the
Right,
character development?
Right, now we've got that sorted. Let us carry on, so go ahead.
So, my favorite part of character development is kind of getting to develop character relationships with other characters, because for all the characters that I have played so far in my journey of Dungeons and Dragons,
it's building your
it was
character. It's building it.
fucking funny.
Yeah, we've just had the person who is half and sickle. We put that question in.
Oh, thanks, Bryn.
There we go.
Well, if it's building character, I like doing the backstories and the character traits. I really like those, even though, like I said, with my journey of D&D, I've been playing characters that have like similar type of traits and backstories. I've slowly started to kind of diverse into different ones, and it's actually been hecking fun. And I think I also like the fact that relationships can diverse a shit ton.
Sarah's left in the dark. Her phone just died.
Oh shit.
And that was the one thing she was using to like keep the audio.
It's fine. But yeah, I think that's kind of my favorite. Is like the relationships, the backstory, and the character traits. Those are my favorite.
Right. So, right now, your turn. What's your favorite part of character building?
Well, when we're developing the background and the traits for my character, I kind of decide there and then before I write the background how I want my character to be and how they're going to act and feel and react to other characters, and then I tend to later on develop that character to see, like, compared to the story, if they're going to be continuing with that characteristic or changing for the better of the story or for the better of them.
Kind of like Ember.
Yes.
Right, I fixed your phone. I deserve a chocolate cookie. Yeah.
That answer reminds me of Ember massively because of Merla, and also because of what was the NPC? What was his name? Drengir. I knew it was Drengir. I didn't know if it was the right one or not because there were so many NPCs in that campaign that I fucking loved. But yeah, it reminds me of that so much.
Yeah, the best moment from that, it's like, oh, what, and I was like, does Ember want to bang the merfolk?
I went, no!
That's got to be one of the best moments from that campaign.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Right.
The best.
Have you finished with your answer?
I
don't.
Yes.
Right. My favorite part of character building would be. I.
So much that you
Yeah,
like.
I have so many different like avenues to take in this, but at the same time, I think my favorite part would just be like. So. It would be to. I'm actually stumped with this question.
I already know my question answers, and they're gonna be the fucking
When you're
funniest.
creating a character,
Yes.
how do you create, like, what brings you to think about their background or how they are?
Okay,
Their
primary
race.
school teacher.
Their race and their attitude. Like, those are the two things that I sort of focus on when I go to make a character, because obviously the race defines what sort of build I'm going to make, and the attitude they have is what their backstory is like. So let's take, for instance, Endo. They're very shut off, they're very straightforward, very blunt and to the point.
They're a fire genasi.
Yeah, they're a fire genasi, so they've got a bit of a heated temper.
That kind of reminds me of Azari.
And also, yeah, Bryn stumped the DM with a good question. It's not the first time.
I love how Sarah answered that question like a primary school teacher, like explained it to you, like how the primary school teacher does to the students. Just takes parts of the question and just explains
I would
it.
say the race, because obviously fitting in with the world, it's like different worlds have different laws regarding races and that. So if you pick something bog standard like a human, you're just going to have an easy time. But if you pick something like an Azimar or a Genasi or
a tiefling,
any exotic races like that, then you're definitely going to be in for an interesting time.
I mean, no one else knows this, but I definitely went out of my comfort zone a few months ago by creating a Azimar. Her name was Millennia.
I loved Millennia.
I created her to be this big-titted blonde bitch who loved other women, and she'd go to the whorehouses, and but she was the type of character that was completely like opposite to me. I was like, right, I'm doing this.
How much you flirted with Arwen, my character?
Oh yeah, I went up to a guard and I shook his hand, but I went like that instead. It was so cool.
And the DM was like, you know what, for that, you get a point of inspiration.
I know, that DM at the time was a bastard.
Right, now on to the second half of the question, world building.
Ooh.
So, once again, Dungeon Mistress, take it away.
So, out of my personal opinion, out of the two, it's gonna be a very, unexpected thing to say. I actually enjoy world building more than character building. or like world development more than character development, because with world building, as obviously a DM, you get to do what you want with the world. It's your world. You choose what you want it to look like, what you want the laws to be, etc. Because me and Mark's like campaigns here on the channel are very different in a way, but also very similar because of the
So
themes that
technically
we
it's
go
different.
for.
What's the chat saying?
Thanks for that. Thanks for that. But the one thing I love about world building is making the towns and making the NPCs. Making the NPCs makes it more like different for the players because they don't know what they're going up against when it comes to NPCs and encounters. But I think that's just the one thing I love about world building and world development. It's the NPCs and the towns, because then you get to like bring them to life with what you want to make, and then like just going for it and waiting for your players' reactions to do whatever they want. Whether you get outsmarted or needing a fucking reboot or just having to go through it normally, it's the best.
Now, you're in the process of making
Yes.
something, so to this point, to this stream, what would you say is your best part?
Well, currently I've only created a city, and it's still like, if you're planning to be a DM, you have to do thorough like research. Like, some people say that it's like easy, but when you're first starting out and you don't know what you're doing, I'd highly recommend that you just stay a player until you know that you're ready to become a DM, because with how I'm doing it, I'm taking it slowly, because as I'm currently still in education,
Most of us are.
I'm halting it currently. But one thing I have realised when creating a city is you've got to add so much, so many little things. Like, say, do you want to add an apothecary into this town? How many taverns do you want to add?
All of them.
What
there is no
quest
limit
lines
to the tavern limit.
in this city town do you want?
Especially when Arlen wants to get
Are you
drunk.
going to run into a quest right after? You've kind of got to account for all of this, and it's like and then you've got to figure out where you want these quests to take hold, how these quests are going to be set, what these quests entail. It's a lot, but
Well, what's your best thing about it?
it's creating them. It's creating the quests and creating the characters and being able to tell a story that you've readied for your players, and seeing their faces and like seeing how they will overcome challenges within the story.
That's
Yep.
solid.
What about you?
For me, it's the whole like writing the lore for the world, because you can go ahead and you can write, well, basically just draw a map and say, well, I want to go from there to there to there to there to there, but it's the lore behind it all. Like, obviously, in that book that's currently residing on my shelves,
Present from me.
a present for my 20th birthday that I've been writing the lore of my world in.
Oh, I think I know what book you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Is it The Art of War?
No,
No,
that one's on my bookshelf over there. I'm talking about the bookshelf here.
Oh,
The one I
lovely.
got him.
Oh, that one.
This one.
Ah, that one.
So in here is all the lore for my world, and I'm just having the time of my life writing it, because it's just, because you can go through all the different highs and lows. You can make it exactly how you want. You can follow the world, or you can take your own path. It's incredible.
The one thing I loved about your lore making was the detail that you had for Bon Fortuna.
I prioritized Bon Fortuna, but I was like, I can't give this to them yet because otherwise they'll die. So I had to put a filler quest in, which is the quest just before we started streaming it.
The lore behind Bon Fortuna I absolutely loved.
Hopefully I can take you back there one day.
I want to go back.
Said no one ever.
I want to go back.
Don't worry. I'm sure I can find some way of getting you back there.
I will say this now, after we've got those questions done, we do have a question in chat from Barnaby.
I know. Well,
it is the most precious question.
I know, but the thing is... Okay, what I'll do is if we get a question in the chat, we'll answer that, otherwise we'll completely forget about it.
Do you want me to read it then?
No, I've got it right here.
Okay.
So, from the Esalinti campaign, my campaign, so I can but I can't answer this. Who is your favourite character?
Does that count as NPC as well as players, or is it just players?
I would say choose your favourite player and favourite NPC.
Oh, I already have a favourite NPC.
Oh, I think I know who your two favourite NPC is.
I think ours are the same, but I don't know because me and Barnaby have probably the same NPC.
Okay, I'm going to get you two to answer this question simultaneously on the matter of NPC. So get your favourite NPC in mind.
I already have mine.
3, 2, 1, go.
Brack.
Hey! Oh, somebody missing me.
I miss you, Brack.
Oh, you never said goodbye to me.
I'm sorry, we got dragged away out of coincidence.
I apologise massively for that.
Yeah, you haven't seen him in 3 fucking years.
For our favourite character, like player, does it have to be ours or someone else's?
It can be your own, but then you've got to put up a very strong argument for that.
I've got 2 favourites if it's players.
Okay, we'll go with you first.
So, my first favourite is Enya. My first character, who, for the viewers that don't know, and obviously you don't because we had that way before starting streaming.
Yeah, that was like 3-4 quests before we even started streaming. So
Enya was a young Eladrin warlock of the... Was it Celestial patron? Because their patron was the god of gods, Esalinti. But during the story arc, she started getting Fable in her head. And ended up getting possessed by Fable, which I absolutely loved.
And don't worry, I still taunt them all with Enya's brief and magical appearance, because why not?
It makes me miss my being. But yeah, I absolutely loved playing Enya. It was my actual first time playing a proper warlock, and I enjoyed playing warlocks because of it. But my second character, which... I don't know why I love them, but I think I have a reason why. I love Nisa. I love Rain's character. But it's also tied with Zazabar, which is Barnaby's character. Because Barnaby playing Zazabar is too fucking wholesome. He's like the neutral person of the party. Whereas Nisa, the reason I love Nisa is because they're so fucking chaotic. But those are my answers.
So we obviously know who your favourite NPC is. Which, just to clarify for the viewers who haven't seen Brack, because they haven't been seen on stream yet, they are the clumsiest but most heartfelt chef, Goliath, in all of Entracia. Someone who just wants to have a good time with their pal Betty, and...
We love Brack. Hearts for Brack. Hearts for Brack.
Hearts in the chat for Brack.
Hearts in the chat.
Press F to pay respects.
I am going to say this because I think we all know who my favourite character is.
Would it be Hazel?
I think I know who it is.
Go on.
They are an amazing bard. And they are Hazel's love.
Right, keep on explaining.
Named Arlen Alfaro.
My bard, my current character. the bastard that he is, I love my bean. Thing is, though, I was gonna say that he would have been one of my favorites, but because he's my first ever bard, but there are some things I don't like about playing him.
Yeah, you've had your doubts about the bard.
I've had my doubts, and I still struggle to play bard still to this day.
Yeah. But
What is the reason you love Arlen?
Arlen, they're just cheerful and happy and like they play around, and the reactions with the 2 dragons that we've got, it's just like, it is so cool.
And also because Arlen is gay. Well, no, Arlen's like bisexual because he's transgender from female to male and is obsessed with his little princess. So.
His princess. Hazel.
But Loki, I'm glad that you love Arlen. There he is.
That question at the bottom. What were your?
Hold on. What?
Do you want?
We'll do that in a moment because Mark hasn't answered his question.
I haven't answered my side of it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, my favourite NPC is actually not the same as yours two. It is Freya. But there's 2 Freyas in the campaign.
There are.
You've got the druids in Intracia, who's part of the court staff, and you've also got Freya Naoma Sturads, who you all witnessed take the leap out of Bon Fortuna. I like both of them equally and immensely.
Valid.
The fact that I managed to convince Freya not to like fight us.
Yeah. The fact that it was a case of, Freya, your fight is not with us, it's with them!
And I was actually helping Freya.
I know. That's what I was surprised about, because when you said, I'm going to intervene, I was like, oh god, here we go. And then when you was like, okay, I'm going to cast this healing spell, I was like...
I'll be honest though, I'm also not surprised that you like Freya Numsterad because, fun fact, that's our child.
Yeah, that is our early law child that is canon in this world.
Child.
And as for
that
my favorite,
Millennia is the art of.
as my favorite character, I have 2 choices. The first one I held for a long time was Vi.
Valid.
Because the way Cass played him was, yeah, it was quiet and subtle, but with that they held so much character behind it. And when they said that they were going to change Vi after the quest Trouble on the Home Front,
Oh dear. When you said Vi, it just kind of reminds me how they were kind of like the quiet student in class, and you shouldn't provoke them because you know they have so much behind them.
well, no, it's like, what's 6 plus 6? The quiet kid. 10. No, it's 12. 9. No.
Thing is, as well, I knew Vi from my backstory.
Yeah, you and Vi had encountered before. But when
It was
Cass
one of the
first
best
came,
encounters of my life.
yeah, when Cass first came to me with the character way back in February, I looked at it and I was like, "This is such a good character," and I'm so glad that they managed to make Vi as strong as they did. And obviously, because Vi is now no longer part of the party for now, that changes my favorite character to someone else. Now, just to clarify, because I have a favorite character does not mean I am...
You have favorites.
Yeah, that does not mean I treat you all fairly. If anything, I treat you worse. I am going to say... It's not Nisa.
Yeah.
It's not Hazel. It's not Zeta.
Thank God.
It's not Arlen.
I'm not surprised.
It's joint between Zaz and Ignacio.
I think it's...
I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised because I agree.
Both Barnaby and Cass respectively play those characters so well, and they're both so wholesome, so joyful that it just makes me think there's some good in this world. Actually, I'm gonna tear it to shreds, but there's some good in this world.
Am I not good?
Also, when we choose favorites as DMs, it's not that we have a favorite player. We do love all our players deeply. It's just who we think personally is like such a bean. But we love all our players the same, but we just have a favorite character personality wise.
Yeah.
Because why would you have favorites?
Yeah, why would you ever have favorites? I love all the
Why would you have
characters in my
favourites?
campaign equally, but just because I favour Zaz and Ignacio, if anything, I'm gonna throw more stuff at them because I want to see them rise.
You just want character development.
Oh, hell yeah! Right. Are you two having fun?
I love how that's happening live.
Yeah. So, let's go to the questions from chat, because I've noticed we've got a couple in there before we move on to... The next 5 questions are all from the same person. It's bloody Drago.
We love you, Drago.
So, first of all, what does your character think is an overrated virtue?
Can I have elaboration on that? Because I don't know what that means.
Overrated virtue? Question mark?
Let's go to the Googles.
What does overrated virtue mean?
So, virtue is behavior showing high moral standards.
Oh, so overrated morals?
Yeah, so
So what was the question again?
So, what does your character think is an overrated virtue? So, what do you think is sort of an overrated moral to have?
Oh, I know exactly.
So, sort of to find happiness, or to achieve world peace, or to get powerful, because stat monkeys are the worst thing in the world.
I know exactly my answer.
Well, you're first.
My overrated virtue? Well, it's kind of obvious in the way that I like it and I think is overrated. Redemption. As much as I love the idea of having a redemption as an overrated moral, pardon me, I'm so sorry. A lot of people go for it, and I think every campaign that I have ever DM'd or I have ever played has more than one player that has a redemption arc. And yes, it's for every character to at least go through it. It's still overrated in my opinion. Because, try something different. I'm not mad about it. Just
be
have something
different.
Just be different. Have, don't go through a redemption arc. Just be good. Don't do bad.
Yeah.
Be lawful, for fuck's sake.
Oh, Lord.
So, what's your overrated virtue?
I've actually got 2.
Oh!
For me, I feel like it's those who feel like they should put in all stats high.
Well, so just power.
So stat monkeys, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that straight away.
And then
I do as well.
It's also, what was the other one?
So we've got stat monkeys and
thinking that you're over someone, as in thinking that you're better than someone constantly, so you create your character that has so much pride that they just
implode.
look down on those other players.
For me, obviously, I agree wholeheartedly with Stat Monkey. That is my number one gripe. I hate it. I hate anyone who does it.
I also hate stat monkeys.
And the one thing I think is an overrated virtue is power.
True.
Because that's just saying, I started weak, I want to become the most powerful in the universe.
Oh no.
Don't do that. Don't go for power. Go for something completely and utterly different.
You don't know what can come against you. That's the thing. If you're a person that has a virtue on wanting power, then you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it.
Yeah, it's because that's basically saying I have the IQ of a banana, and all I want to do is just take over the world. There's no satisfying end goal. Whereas if you're saying like looking for someone or looking for something, you have that satisfaction in the end.
I mean, kind of like Millennia with wanting to get vengeance on the people that killed her parents.
Exactly, you've got that satisfying conclusion.
Hazel, learning how to become a ruler for the better of her people.
Yeah, everyone in Esalinti, and I think everyone in Allderra as well, has that like significant end goal of like when they reach it, they are going to get satisfaction from it. I can say safely about my players. I don't know about yours.
100% no.
Okay.
They're all they've all got different outcomes.
Okay, and
Oh, what was that?
the second question from Drago in the chat: what will your character stand up for?
What will our characters stand up for? Is that all the characters we've played ever, or like a specific character? Because all my characters, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna say the characters that are on the stream.
So Arlen for me.
So Arlen for you, Hazel for you, and Endo
Endo
for me.
What was that question?
So what would they stand up for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Arlen's a hard one. Because of, I'm gonna have to link it to his personality traits. Arlen wants to stand up for equality and also stand up for contrast. And I mean contrast as in, like, you know that Arlen is completely different to what his actual family is like. Because his family, and I'm fine revealing this because it's already revealed, his family are slave owners. Or were slave owners.
No, they are.
And-
They are.
They are.
Well, they still are.
Oh, how let's die hard.
You haven't taken
Um,
them yet.
And Arlen is completely against it and wants to stop it. But obviously, whenever Arlen goes to achieve it, he's always one step behind. But he's not going to go down without a fight. He's willing to stand up for freedom. That is the one thing he wants to stand up for.
So you're basically just a
Equality,
better Mel
contrast,
Gibson
and
and
freedom.
Braveheart.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Hazel,
What will Hazel stand up for?
Hazel stands up for a lot of things. She has a lot.
Oh god, here we go.
Here we go!
Here we
She
go.
stands up for equality. She stands up for peace, and she's there for those who need it. So she also stands up for like Arlen to help them achieve what they want to do. She helps stand up for those who need help the most. Stand up for the weak.
So the weak, peace, and
Equality.
equality. As
For
That's
all
5.
races.
well, it's still what they're standing up for. There was never a limit.
Yeah.
Right, Endo. Family. That is all I'm gonna say. Family, because the one thing I know I shouldn't be saying this with the other DM watching, and save me. They're doing the phase.
I know they're prepared.
No,
to...
Endo is very family oriented. He wants to see his sisters safe. He wants to find his mother and dad. He wants to. The thing is, not only does he want to find family and protect them, he also wants to like sort of make pseudo family. Because obviously he sticks close to Iris, so he knows he can trust. He sticks close to. Well, he's stuck close to Karas before.
He died.
Yeah. So, finding that attachment through family, that's what he stands up for. He sees family as like the number one thing. They will always be there for you and they will always help you.
You stand up for your family, yet you don't remember your family. You don't remember what they look like. You don't know what they sound like. You're literally going off of predictions, which is what I kind of love about Endo's like stand up.
Endo was never smart.
Endo never had the intelligence to remember. which
Wait.
makes us sound so sad.
Is this the same one that rizzed
Yep.
a princess?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Amandel, on the other hand, no.
Oh my god, Amandel was so funny because it was just a case of what is Amandel's main purpose in life? Swinging axes and getting drunk. That was it.
Like every half-orc barbarian.
Yes. Right, on to Drago's third question. If your character could be any animal, what would it be and why? And you can't say fox.
Kitsune.
That's still a fox.
That's still a fox. So we'll go to Arlen first, so then you've got time. Arlen.
Oh shit.
We'll go to.
So, can I also answer this for Enya?
No, I'm gonna say for your concurrent character.
I was gonna say I exactly know what Enya would be.
Trash Panda.
No, Enya would be a raven.
Yeah, I can see that.
For Arlen, I was thinking either a red panda because of their character traits. Like, yes, they may be a bit excitable, but also, like, they're cuddly. Come on. But also, I'd say a peacock.
Okay.
Because of, like, the nobility and, like, the proudness and, like, how peacocks are so regal, but the fact that Arlen's, like, clothing still represents them as regal because of the nobility. And also because he still carries around the Arlen Alfara crest. I think he's just as regal as a peacock.
Is that when peacocks try to mate, they stick out their feathers.
Oh yeah, when
show off.
Yeah, when peacocks try to attract a
I
mate,
show off with my gayness.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
right.
oh, Hazel.
And you can't say fox or kitsune because that's what she is.
I know.
I think I've got an idea.
I got an idea.
I've got an idea.
I got an idea.
What is
I've
your
got a specific one
No,
in
no,
mind.
you say yours and we'll say ours.
I want to see how contrasted it is.
Yeah, same. So, go on. What would Hazel be if they were an animal?
She's strong-willed. She's set to one goal.
I think. Would you like me to go first, so then you've got time to think?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Endo. As an animal, I would say an endo would be. I'm gonna say a rhino. No, hear me out.
Okay.
They run into things head on.
Yeah.
They don't have the best knowledge in the world, but at the same time, they still stick to those who care for them.
Can I put an input on that?
Yes, you can.
I don't know if it's like specific animals in general, because I had an idea for Endo as a mythical animal.
Oh, what sort? What sort of thing? Come on.
A phoenix.
Is that just because they're fire?
No, because it's to do with the fire, but it's not because he's a fire genasi. Endo can be very hot-headed at times, aka the beef with Medania before she died.
Oh, that was funny. I love doing that.
Also because there was that time when Endo saved Tilia from the lavatory, you were proud, and phoenixes like show off their wings with pride and proudness.
I did.
So
enjoy
I think you've also got the bravery as a phoenix.
Both you and Nick was like, "You're going to kill her," and I was like, "I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it."
But I think, personally, for my input, which you can disagree if you want and go with the rhino still, I'd say he's a phoenix.
I think both work, because both have very convincing arguments.
I don't think Sarah has an answer.
Sarah.
I don't. I honestly
Do you want
don't.
our inputs then?
Yeah, do you want
I
our
know,
inputs?
I know that Izari would be a snake.
Oh yeah, slippery
I'm
little
not fucking
thing.
surprised.
But no, okay, do you want our 2 inputs?
Yeah.
Right, you go first.
Lion.
I was going to say lion as well.
Why is that?
Because you're strong, you're brave, you're courageous, and you don't stand down in the face of danger.
And also, on the other hand, lions are very cuddly. You're very cuddly towards Arlen. You're so clingy.
You're just a big cat.
When it comes
You're-
to their
you're literally a
mates,
cat.
though, as with lions, they're very careful around them.
Mhm.
If you say you don't see them like you see them snuggling together, but you never really see them playing together.
Do you remember in the first ever live streamed episode of Esalinti, Arlen and Hazel were spooning?
Yeah. Also, Drager's now got 2 questions that have stumped 2 people. We just need one of their questions to stump you, Ariel, and that's it. He's got a hat trick.
Next question.
Next question. What is your character's biggest fear in life?
Oh, Arlen's obvious.
Your father.
I don't think I should.
So,
say much.
kind of, like, Arlen is absolutely terrified of being a failure
I'm
and
gonna say
being,
microphone.
like, kind of a burden towards the people that care about him. So, but also his biggest fear, and it kind of came when we got stranded after we saved ourselves from the pirates, was losing Hazel.
I was
because-
going to say that.
Because when Arlen and Hazel were alone, tied up, and obviously he was like, "You cannot give up. If you let me handle this, I can get you out." He was scared of having the responsibility. If Hazel died, then he would be like, "Shit, I killed royalty. I'm going to pay the price." So he was kind of he's got that fear of losing someone special to everything, not even just himself. But also, he has a massive fear of his father. He's terrified of his father.
Hazel's
Oliver,
fear.
you prick.
Hazel's fear. She cares.
Is it losing Arlen?
No, there are 2 big fears that
I'm
she
offended.
has. 2 big fears. Is 1 that she'll do something so bad that her family will outcast her, and she won't be able to inherit like what she's been working for like years. That she wants to be a ruler that everyone can look up to and that is fitting enough to be a ruler.
What do you want to be
She's
when you
scared
grow up,
that
kid?
she's
I
not
want to
enough.
rule the world.
Another one is because Arlen's been helping her with her confidence to be the ruler she is, and also because she loves Arlen so much.
Just say you're afraid to lose Arlen.
She's scared to lose Arlen.
There we go.
And she's scared to do something wrong that would make them turn their back on her.
Well, you've done alright so far. You're nearly 40 sessions in and you haven't lost it yet.
In both ways.
I was close to leaving you last session
Oh!
because you brought up Malachi. If ever you bring up Malachi, I'm gone.
But what if it's to kill him? Right, Endo's biggest fear.
As DM, I think I know the answer.
Tell me what you think and I'll tell you what it is.
Losing your family. Because even though you don't remember your family, you were too precious over leaving Tilia alone anymore after you saw her in that lab room with the massive bandaged hands that were connected to many tubes draining her. I think you were like way too precious on leaving your family behind.
Hit a nail right on the head. Losing family, that is Endo's biggest fear. He
Because,
may
like
not,
I said,
yeah, he
you
may
don't
not
remember them.
Yeah, he may not know them, and he may not know like any memories they've had, but at the same time,
Yes, Draco, it did.
and that's the response of did my question stump the Sarah? Right, on to Drago.
Yeah.
On to Drago's fifth question, and potentially
Fifth
final,
one.
unless they come up with something else. If you could have any one person from history join your campaign, who would it be and why? Oh, I read this one when it came through on the notification. I still haven't got a good answer.
I have an answer, but only if it was 2 people and not 1. But I can only answer 1 if it counts as the duo. I kind of need Drago to allow, see if I can allow the 2 people.
We just
instead of
have
the
to
1.
wait the Drago.
Drago, can I? Drago, please.
It does say any one person from history, but I think Drago might just say, yeah, go for it.
He favors me, it's fine. Drago favors me because I play one of his daughters in Audacia, so... But if I say 1... Oh, I can do 2 people.
Yeah, you can do 2 people. Lovely.
Bonnie and Clyde. The reason why, they're both rogues.
Yeah.
They're both roguish.
They're destined
and-
to die in a shootout in a car.
No, not like that. The reason I would say Bonnie and Clyde is 1, they're roguish, and 2, I'm mainly saying it because of their traits. Not because of what they've done or what, caused them to become that. I'm only doing it because of their traits. They could be good rogues towards a party. And that's my answer. Bonnie and Clyde.
Who would you have from history?
Alexander Hamilton.
Like, as in...
Any person from history.
If he wasn't fictional Jack Sparrow.
That'd just be constant Milvoke, wouldn't it? It's like, Jack, I'm going to need you to make a wisdom save. Well, why do I want to do that? I'm drunk.
Why do you give me these questions?
Drago, you stumped Sarah again.
Twice!
Twice now. It's
Someone
in a
from
row.
history, yeah?
Yes.
It's a really hard question, so I don't blame you. It is really hard. Drago comes up with the most detailed
Albert
questions.
Einstein.
Okay. Why?
Because I'd love to see how they'd get past my, the things I'd show them, I'd put in the way. I'd love to see they, run through their mind and see if they can get out of the situations I put them in.
Who?
Albert Einstein.
I was gonna say the Bonnie and Clyde of Florence Nightingale.
I'm going to say Freddie Mercury.
Oh my fucking god.
He was so funny.
So, him as a bard.
Yeah, it could literally be, you sit down at the table, Freddie sits down, gets his sheets out, and your ribs are already hurting, and you haven't even started laughing yet.
True. That's fair. Okay, we're gonna go back to the normal questions, or have we got other ones in the chat?
We haven't had any new ones in the chat, so we're going to continue on from the post.
Let's go.
Right, questions for the DMs.
Yo! That's what's up.
What's it like being a dungeon master? Absolutely painful. It is so bad and so hurtful. I cannot tell you how much it hurts. Nah, I'm joking.
There's one thing that I can say that's positive about it, and a couple that I can say that's negative about being a dungeon master.
Yeah, there's definitely the good and the bad.
The good thing is what you can bring to a campaign, what you can make, what you can give, what you can make your players go through. Like, it's just the whole creative side is what's positive about being the DM. The bad thing is, once you start DMing, there's no going back. You cannot stop.
There is that
But
forever
also-
DM curse.
Also, like what Mark said, how incredibly painful it is, how time consuming it is, how stressful it can be when it comes to like IRL things as well. For example, DMs our age, some of us are in college, some DMs are actually younger than us and are in school still, and some DMs, from like Mark for example, and soon to be Sarah, they have jobs that can alter their schedule any given moment. So you've got to be careful as a DM to kind of diverse your time schedule when it comes to DMing a campaign. Also, how incredibly easy it is for you to get outsmarted by any player with any IQ. Anything that your players give you can alter your storyline completely. You need to be organized. That is painful.
There's definitely that need for a contingency plan. Because let's look at before the stream started, during the fight in a drow layer under Hosted, I had no idea that Zeta was going to create a 1-gallon jug of mayonnaise and use it as napalm. So
That was the most unexpected shit that Zeta
Yeah,
could ever
so-
come up with.
it is fun being a DM because you get to experience like everyone else at their basically peak of acting, and you get to see how smart they can actually be on the fly. But at the same time, it is so hurtful. It is so hurtful with obviously all the planning and all the allocation of resources that
You have to come up with so much that they're going to ask you. What also helps, and it's what DMs do all the time, if you cannot come up with anything, just improvise it and then keep note of what you improvise, because then that could fit into your storyline however you write it to be. That's what I do all the time in my campaigns. Because
Yeah.
usually in my campaigns, I'm so disorganized after a busy week of college. Mark understands, because I get help from him from time to time. And, like, I even get help from Zero, who, fun fact, Mark, actually was inspired to DM by me.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, so Zero, who's one of my players in Allderra, was actually inspired by my DMing. And I actually get help from her as well because of how disorganized I am and so stressed. I think I even had help from Ghost. So, like, I ask my players for help all the time.
You've got all this to come when you start DMing.
Good luck.
I mean, one very good explanation is, do you want to explain what happened with Bon Fortuna?
No.
Yes, you don't get a say in that. It's my campaign. So I had this whole like long ass quest, and the reason it was long and not 6 episodes was the fact that there was so much lore as to why Bon Fortuna came around and all the stuff revolving around Bon Fortuna, that it was meant to just take over and make everyone think this isn't a bad place, these people aren't bad. But at the same time, there's that element of we were kidnapped and brought here, so yeah. But unfortunately, even from the first, which was the first ever episode on the Arcane Adventures, you could hear it in Rain's voice, who plays Nisa. They were like, "Oh right, let's get out of here." And it's like, no regard for the law, no regard for anything. So I now have an utter hatred for finding excitement in planning quests. Utter hatred, because I don't want to be disappointed ever again.
That is valid.
Just before we go to Drago's 2 questions that they found and that they managed to put in the chat, can I have everyone's attention to the string that happened in the community post? As DM of Allderra, I ask this: cheese. As DM of Esalinti, I ask this: petrol. That is Cheesebot. For those who don't know, look up on YouTube Cheesebot, and it's all about a guy who's lost his sense of smell, and creates a robot, but it can only smell cheese or petrol. And that's it.
That's so random, but I love
But
it.
it goes wrong.
Yeah, but it goes
Back
wrong.
to my
So it's
popcorn.
literally only down to a switch. So when you hold cheese under it, you've got to have it on the cheese switch. But then you've got to switch it to petrol and wave a petrol can under it.
Isn't it at the end where he fills the car with cheese?
Because the bot says, because he tells the bot to go fill the car up, but it's on a cheese setting, so he fills it completely with cheese.
That's beautiful.
British comedy. Right. Now on to Drago's 6th question. If you could live a real life as one of your characters, who would it be and why?
Hazel.
That's one of our characters, so that can be any character that we
any
played.
character you've played in existence.
I have 2 options, and Mark's gonna know exactly why for one of them. One of them is Arwen.
Because you like sitting in a corner with your journal.
I do. And also because, Arwen was one of the first official characters I've ever played in D&D.
And they will forever be immortalized.
And because we're currently writing Ranger Chronicles, which has been one of the best times of my life with these 2.
No.
And how much improv we do as our characters. Another character I would bring is either Alruna, my little bean.
That I'm mutilated beyond belief.
Yeah. Or Orin from Fire and the Fire. I would so love to play Orin.
I'm gonna say choose again for Orin because of a project.
Yeah.
Ariane.
I was gonna say Ariane.
Thank you.
Ariane is one of my other little beans. She's an Averial elf, so she's an elf with wings. So I would love to just fly around and just have a blast of my life. But also because she can't speak English, she can only speak Elvish. And also because she's like gifted as fuck. Mark knows why.
You immediately said Hazel as soon as I finished the question.
Yeah.
Why?
She loves QnA.
Because Hazel has a certain set of like what is it?
Morals?
Yeah, morals. And she kind of sticks to them most of the time. But the thing is, because she's like that, and she doesn't really have a situation that's happened to her, but something that's happened that she has to keep secret. She's like a unique person, and also being able to turn into a kitsune is cool.
Yeah. No, I could sense that the whole turning into a kitsune was up there.
What about you? Out of your many, many characters.
I'm gonna say one, obviously Milvark.
I'm not surprised.
I love Milvark. Best character NA. Second, Nat.
Why Melbourne?
Why Milvark? Because it was my best character. It was the best one I ever played. Because he had a clear-cut goal. He knew exactly who his friends and enemies were. And he didn't like, what was it? He didn't solidify his morals as if this is what I'm going to believe and nothing else. He changed. Nat.
Oh.
Because I absolutely adored Nat.
I love.
I'll say this now. I'm actually gonna change Ariane to Merla.
Oh, you did not.
No, the reason why Merla is because at first Merla was a soldier who was like retiring a bit, and then ends up doing things and collecting the 4 eyes, but then redeems herself in the end by sacrificing herself. She redeems herself. So, yeah, I would go Merla instead of Ariane.
Alright, and for Drago's 7th question, what is your character most insecure about?
Easy for Arlen. Arlen is most insecure about, like, who he is. Because compared to his family, he was born not what he wanted to be, but throughout growing up and what he wanted to do, which I've already revealed this, so it's not metagaming or anything, he's wanted to do what he wants to do. But his parents and his family were like, you're not going to do that. You're going to inherit this business. And Arlen's like, no, I want to be myself. I want to go around the world and do what I want to do, which is play violin. And I want to fall in love with the person that I want to fall in love with. Which originally was Malachi, now is a furry little kitsune. But I think Arlen's most insecure about like who he is because he's not fully a boy, and he wants to be. So he's scared to get compared.
Hazel's insecurities?
Her insecurities are not being who she wants to be.
Fair enough. Endo. Endo's insecurity, I'm gonna say... He's insecure about not looking... But he wants to show off this, like, power that he can basically say, don't fuck with me or I will bring you down. But he's scared that people will see through that and he's not actually that fierce. So he's sort of scared of, like, his true strength coming out.
You're scared that you're gonna go out of control.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know another one. Hazel.
Go on.
Being seen for a monster for being a kitsune.
Just you wait. I say nothing else other than that.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Right, that's Drago's 7th question done. We'll now go on to questions back from the post. In your opinion, what is the most broken subclass and why?
So, thing about me and D&D is I actually don't really know about subclasses because I usually play classes that don't really require that much to know about subclasses. So it's why I usually play rangers or I play warlocks. I think, personally, because I haven't played one yet, I think barbarian, and the subclass being the totem that they can go for. And I think it's Totem of the Bear. Unless that's a trait, and I'm an idiot.
Well, while we two give our answers, why didn't you give that a quick Google?
I
will.
I purely don't know, so.
You haven't played enough characters or like tested anything enough, have you?
No, I haven't. Is this all to you?
I'm gonna say College of Law Bard.
Oh, you motherfucker.
No, because we got 3 of them in our home games on a Friday. And they are quite broken. Like, the expertise is not too bad because a few classes get them. But then the magical secrets allowing you spells from any class whatsoever.
Yeah.
It can get a bit ridiculous at times. But other than that, I'd say everything about the College of Law is a bit it can get a bit, you know. I lost all English capabilities for about a minute there.
Okay.
And here we watch the interesting part of the live stream where Ariel is googling a D&D subclass because
Shit! It's a primal path, it's a trait, not a subclass. Fuck.
to be honest, I would have said like wild magic barbarian. That's basically Bob, but then you can add wild magic on top of that.
Okay. I think I have an idea. Wild magic sorcerer. And I know Zane's gonna be watching this, which Zane, thank you, you asshole.
Yeah,
That's the reason why.
Zane's got a question coming up in a bit, so
Yeah, no, my answer's wild magic sorcerer, because so much can happen when you roll a d100. So
Yeah.
much can happen, and I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it.
right. We got two more in chat. One from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Drago. What is your character's worst nightmare that would make them unable to sleep for a long time if they had to face it?
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've got an idea.
I
Like
think
so
if we
lovely.
ever say our answers for our characters in Esalinti, Mark's gonna use that to his advantage.
Same way if I say my answer for your campaign, you're going to use it to your advantage.
So,
So we're
think-
doing this on neutral ground. What we say tonight is not going to be used against any of us.
promise?
Promise.
Okay. So, for Arlen, I think it would be anything to do with Hazel. And to be specific, which there is a specific thing, it would be if Hazel backstabs him or Hazel kills him.
What's Hazel's biggest fear
Or nightmare.
or nightmare?
Being cast out.
Well, so your nightmare. So if you had a nightmare of something that paralyzed you from sleep, what would it be?
There are two.
I think ours would be the same.
One would be Arlen becoming a vampire.
I forgot you. Forgot you were doing that quest.
And two would be being cast out by a dad. Being kicked out of the family, pretty much.
Fun you say about the vampire thing.
Endo's would be losing his family. If Endo had a
No, I
nightmare
promise.
about that.
No, I promised. I promised I wouldn't.
Yeah, Endo promised that he would keep his family safe, and if it came back and something was like, oh yeah, you had a nightmare about your sister getting brutally murdered, it's like, yeah, no, sleep is not happening.
I will say this now, you did kind of ruin part of my plotline because I wanted to do that.
Boo. Hoo. And a second question from chat from Bryn, actually.
Hi, Bryn.
Familial relationships or romantic relationships?
Family. Family relationships.
Family. Because even with romantic relationships, you can create family relationships.
I'm going to be oddball and say romantic. I find there's so much more drama in it.
True.
There's so much more the DM can do with, like, romantic. And even
How
the
about
players.
I kill America in your sleep?
Shh. Don't. Right, back to the chat the community chat question. Keep sending in questions, guys. These are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
We absolutely love them.
roughly how many times per session do DMs need a reboot? Depends on the session. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
I needed like 3 or 4 reboots when it came to episode 8.
Oh, Jack situation.
Yeah.
You had to take a massive break because of Jack.
I think you took a 2-week break or a 1-week break.
Yeah. Yeah, we basically missed a week and then came back and was like, hey guys, we're now doing this live. So, yeah. It definitely
I think it depends on what happens in the session.
Yeah, it all comes down to like the player choices. It's like half the things that Shiva said they wanted to do, I've had to take a second to think and be like, sorry, say that again. And then I've been like, okay. Or like
For
when
me-
Ghost says something.
Yeah, for me that happens every session. About once or twice, maybe 3 times. But recently, because of more funny shit, I've needed a reboot like 4 or 5 times. Because my players are the chaotic ones.
Sorry, not sorry.
With my new campaign that I've started, which isn't live because it's an in-person campaign instead, I've needed a reboot 10 times. And I've kept count. I've done 2 sessions in person already, and I've had about 25 reboots. Because my players are that crazy, one of them almost died.
No regrets.
And I wonder who it is.
Yeah, to sum that up, it all comes down to the session that's being held and the players involved. Right, we've got, this is the 9th. Yeah, this is the 9th from Drago's, nearly hit double digits.
Nothing bad. We absolutely love Drago's questions.
Yeah. Have you ever had a session that completely broke you as a player or a DM?
Yeah!
I know exactly
Yes.
which one it is for you. As for you, I'm not sure, but I definitely
I
know.
got mentally upset.
I watched a session this morning as well.
I got so mentally upset that I literally had to be calmed
Well, no,
by this one.
Mark, it was 2 sessions of Allderra I completely broke as a DM.
Oh,
Episode
100%.
7 and episode 8. Because episode 7 I was doing Sprit, and that completely broke me. And then episode 8 was the marble eyes every time I kept saying Mummy or Daddy.
And I was just like, no, not daddy, not the daddy, just Endo.
Daddy! Well, no, because I even heard Sarah laughing in the background.
Yeah, at one point, like, you just heard them say, yes, daddy, or yes, mummy, and you just went. It was brilliant.
But yeah, I think as a player, I think the one session I broke was session 2 of the campaign we don't talk about. The in-person one.
Oh, my first, the one where I joined, because I was 1 episode late.
It was the one when you recorded me and Alakai doing a scene. Don't call me a fucking sweetheart.
I just think that was so funny. It's like, how about we all go get a drink? I don't drink. That explains why you're so fucking bitchy all the time.
No, the reason that broke me was because, when I said, don't call me a fucking sweetheart, you sound like my dad, and then Ollie just said, Daddy. So that was what broke me as a player. When Ollie just said out of nowhere, Daddy.
The amount of memes I made out of that, like, short campaign, especially how it feels to chew 5 gum one. That was good. That was good. I like that one.
Sorry.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. Weak!
Weak! Stimulate your senses.
So before we continue, basically out of context, we did a session in person on a campaign that was like 2 years ago, in November, or December, I can't remember. And we had a character called was it Colin? Yeah,
Yep.
it was Colin, Centaur Bard, and he was kidnapped with 2 of our other players by bandits.
Yep.
And they were talking about how long they were going to keep them there, and I think they said a week, and he was like, "Week?"
And luckily you got that on camera.
I did, and I sent it to you.
Yeah.
There were 2 times then.
Okay.
Emotionally, as in like, it emotionally broke me.
Mm.
The time when trying to remember.
I know one
There
time was
the
old
time with
campaign.
Hazel, and I kept getting talked over.
Oh yeah, I told Rain off for that.
It wasn't just Rain, it was Jack too.
We all know that.
Jack. But there was also the time where this wasn't me being emotionally broken, it was you. The time with the spider situation, when I said, yeah, I weakened the big one.
Oh yeah,
with Flynn.
It was yeah, you were still part of the campaign before you left for a bit for a hiatus.
The spider situation.
And it was the big spider outside the labyrinth.
No! I hated that mission.
It was literally just before you walked off.
Yeah, it was before
like
I
2
left.
sessions. Yeah, it was 2 sessions before your hiatus.
Because I think that was during the time I was doing something.
Something or other, yeah.
And you also had a massive argument with Mark.
Yeah, but that was sorted. That was a learning curve, shall we say?
Yes.
Oh god, what sessions broke me? Broke me as a DM.
Many.
Very many.
There was Bond Fortuna.
Well, yeah, that entire thing was just yeah. And the second, as a player, I'm gonna say it's all the times that I've completely keeled over from laughter when I've been in Allderra campaigns, like with Sprit, with the Marble Eyes, when Emily first joined, like last session.
What was the Sprit thing? It was like, I don't really like traveling. I shit all over the people I carry.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like being carried, I shit all over the person. And it's like, it broke me so much, I had to actually, like, take a step away from my mic so it wouldn't pick it up.
I also remember when Ghost was like, I can lead you somewhere. Are you trying to fuck me?
Oh, the situation where Hazel accidentally took the dragons into that circle when all the other animals wouldn't go in, like the horses.
When I got charmed.
Yeah. I keep forgetting you have those 2 fuckers. It's
I went outside. I was like, I'm gonna go outside the circle and check on my dragon, and then Ariel just went, have they, like, you know? And Mark says, no, I've only created. I'm not gonna create a dragon that has diarrhea, unlike certain somebody.
My characters.
Okay, look.
My dragons don't get the shits, okay? Nor do my cats. And my cats
The
don't
last-
shit or burp fire.
The last veterinary I met, I killed them.
Oh, right. We've actually got another one from Bryn. If your character wasn't an adventurer, what would they spend their time doing?
Our lens is
Touring.
obvious.
Yeah, Arlen, you'd be going to college.
No, touring.
Yeah, going to
They would,
college, then tour.
they would still be touring around Esalinti.
They'd
You would,
go,
you would still be getting ready for your duty as monarch.
they'd go through their succession trials.
Yeah, you'd go through the trials. What would Endo do? What would Endo be fucking? All Endo knows is the road.
You would just be traveling.
Isn't a traveller.
Yeah, but
She's
so how does someone who's literally spent their life on the road not be? I guess they'd just be doing guard duty.
I think I remember our solo session before Endo hit the road.
Oh yeah, because they you're not actually no, I can't say it because there may be people watching who are part of the campaign. So yeah, but I remember they would be doing guard duty.
What were you about to say?
Stuff that could reveal my backstory.
Yeah, we can't reveal it
It's kind
yet.
of like how I'm not allowed to reveal my
Yep.
backstory.
I've just
Because
read Drago's
No
10th.
one's seen that yet. What's Drago's 10th question?
Drago's 10th question. I think their 10th question. If your character had to eat a jar of hot peppers, what real life hot pepper would they be able to handle?
Oh. Whew.
So, I think for RLM, it's kind of like that alcohol situation. They can take a lot. So I think for
Carolina
RLM,
Reaper.
ghost pepper.
Okay, bet.
Wait, what?
Nothing. What do you think Hazel will be able to handle?
Hazel would not be able to
Hazel's
handle
never
it.
had spice.
Hazel gets too much pain out of salt and pepper.
No,
They'll be like
they don't
Sprit.
have pepper. Salt's fine.
They'll become Sprit.
They would literally just get chronic diarrhea.
I think they'd be able to deal with jalapenos.
But that would be the limit.
That would be the limit.
Endo, he's made of fire.
You'd have anything.
I could have magma itself and I'd be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna say Carolina Reaper, unlike Ghost Peppers. Just like
Yeah.
the hottest of the hot.
Did you know it's not actually the pepper itself, it's the seeds inside
Yes, that is what makes the thing spicy.
Yeah.
So there's a little tip for you culinary nerds out there. Okay, back to the community poll. Have you ever killed the party mascot? If so, what was the consequences?
You killed my cat, but
Your cat
farted
burnt a city
fire.
down. Your cat burnt a city down
And then they were eaten!
in one fell gulp by Allderra.
They literally just went, and just went, what?
Quite literally.
A cat!
The cat was a war criminal.
Yeah, but who eats a cat?
The Chinese, the Korean, just the place in the world that eat like dog and cat.
I'm guessing Allderra was Chinese then.
No, they were a tiefling. They were a tiefling. They could handle spice. Your cat deserved that. Nat said, if your cat is the cause of this, I'm killing it myself.
I died to my cat's flames.
You did! Your cat killed you.
My cat did kill me. But
I
we
have-
currently have two mascots in our campaign.
Yeah, we have. Well, no, because they're not party mascots, are they? It's not like they're they're not the group symbol.
No, they're mine and Arlen's children.
Exactly.
So
So yeah, we haven't got any mascots as of yet, but like, I'd say Zell and Tyrion are definitely on the way to getting there.
but they are Hazels. even though Arlen wants, or Ariel wants them, Hazel found them, Hazel hatched them.
Right. Drago's 11th question. Don't worry if you're running low on questions. It's been brilliant. They've been brilliant questions.
We need them.
So, have you ever, as a DM, ever TPK'd a group just because they pissed you off in some way? If so, why?
I have.
I have not.
I have.
I haven't yet. That's still.
You nearly did.
Nearly.
Flynn pretty much did.
Yep. Pretty much. But.
So, out of us two DMs, I actually have. This was this was one of the first campaigns I've ever DM'd, and it was one of my actual good campaigns that I have done. I had a party of, at first, 12, and then it went down to about 7 or 8. And it came to about mid-campaign, and my players did so much to piss me off that I was like, okay, everyone roll perception checks. Everyone rolled pretty high. Saw a fucking dragon that burnt the whole town. None of them were fire resistant. They all died. I was like, yeah, don't fuck with me. End of campaign. Now fuck off.
Jesus Christ.
And then a bunch of Tarrasques came and ate them.
I honestly did not know that.
Neither did I.
It was a campaign I've never told you about.
Well, now I've got to ask you questions about it. But not now.
Sure.
But not now.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't this about asking questions?
Yeah, but this is like collective questions. It's not an interview. If there's time at the end, we'll get back to it.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
one from Bryn. How does your character feel about keeping secrets from the rest of the party? Endo, 100% down to do it.
What?
Hazel?
Keep secrets?
Go on, not from Arlen.
There are some secrets that Arlen still has hidden from everyone
Oh,
that
Hazel has one.
even the DM does not know about.
You've got to tell me about that now.
I will.
Good.
But Arlen thinks, and it's kind of like a haunted one character trait, if anyone knows about this secret, he feels like his whole entire life is going to be ruined. Like, he's gonna get exposed, people are gonna think, what fucking monster have you been during your life? And also, how corrupted are you?
Don't put your
So, I feel like with Arlen, he's going to, like, feel this complete guilt. That he will be executed. But yeah.
I mean, Endo's 100% ready to just keep whatever secrets, just to keep either the party safe, himself safe, or his family safe.
Hazel has a secret that she hasn't told anyone.
I know the secret, yeah. And we'll just leave it at that because you can't actually say what it is.
No, I can't.
I can't even say what mine is.
No. I love how Drago's just answered their own question, which is, as they TPK'd a group, and I'll just read it out because I think it's quite funny. Yes, they did, and it's because I got sick and tired of them bickering over the rulebook and what certain spells did, like Hellish Rebuke. That is fair. If like the whole party is just going full rule lawyers mode, then I can understand that.
Drago actually told me that story.
I mean, there has to be some leniency in it.
Yep.
But you can't just like constantly keep saying, actually, well, this says, well, that says, because that just then gets...
It's kind of like my character and their truth situation.
Yeah.
With Kitsune awareness, they can tell if someone's telling the truth as long as...
But I changed that because then there's no point of anyone lying. So I
also
changed
had you nerf a trait that I have.
But one thing I don't like about that is because I can roll with advantage, but those that have like a massive modifier.
You can still get information if you don't beat the DC.
I know.
So that's
You even
why
nerfed one of my traits.
Yes, I did.
You nerfed my incisive sense.
Yes.
Basically, incisive sense, I get advantage on every insight and investigation check, but I have to ask instead.
Oh, you also nerfed Mr. Vending Machine.
Yeah, that was...
I just call him Mr. Vending Machine now.
Also, Era, do you want to try and see if the bot's alive?
Yep.
So we got some music behind us.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bot back.
There's definitely a lot of like, what's it? Fandangling you have to do as a DM, obviously to fit the world and fit the different styles and that. So yeah, sometimes if you are going by like one of the books, then it is kind of required. Like say if you're doing Curse of Strahd or Keys of the Golden Vault, then yeah, it can be okay-ish to be a little rules lawyer, but at the same time, don't just 100% stick to the book.
Drago, I think you said hard for level and character.
Level 6 characters.
Did Vox Machina do that?
No, Vox Machina were level 13 when the Chroma Conclave first attacked.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I'd agree.
And by the time they took down Umbrasyl, who is a level 20 Ancient Black Dragon, they were only about... they were level 13, possibly 14. So it is tough, but it's not impossible.
I mean, I think you'd take down wormlings at that age. At that age,
you could take down young. You could take down young dragons, and if it was one dragon on its own, you could take down an adult dragon. Yeah. It's not easy, but you can do it.
I mean, with Azari and the group managed to take out 2 babies.
Yeah, you took down 2 young dragons.
2 young dragons.
Right, back to questions.
Not without casualties.
What did I miss?
Oh, we're just talking about Drago's recent message. Right, so here's the question from Zane. What is your view on wild magic? Is it something you enjoy having in a campaign, or is it too chaotic?
Too chaotic for my liking. I literally was like on the verge. And fun fact, when I was making Zane's character with him, or he was sending me his character, I was actually tempted to say no to wild magic.
But then, potted plant moment.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I think wild magic's cool. Because
I think it's cool, but it's chaotic.
I would definitely say it gets, like, nerfed in its instability, but I would definitely say, like, it is cool to have. Because you've also got Wild Magic Barbarian.
Yep.
What's your view on Wild Magic?
I don't really have a view on it because I haven't really seen it in action fully yet.
It's basically when a sorcerer of wild magic background casts a spell, the DM can get them to roll to see if it goes berserk. If it does, then they roll a d100 and it comes up on a table, and then that effect takes place.
I have the table on my phone.
I have it in the PHB right there.
I'm not against it, but I'm not for it either.
I just think it's too chaotic for me. I don't like it.
It'll be an in-between for me for my world because of what I'm adding in there. I've got a view on what I'm going to be adding. There are going to be a few creatures that haven't been added in Mark's campaign or your campaign.
You haven't explored the entirety of my world.
Because these things have been like I went to like. I did a lot of research.
You went to D&D Wiki, didn't you?
Yeah. 5e D&D Wiki. It's just
It's just such a good website.
It's just such a website.
Right. What is your best moment as playing as a DM and a player?
I can't answer this one.
So,
You can still
for
answer
me,
that.
playing as a player is what I prefer. Because you can even see it when I DM Allderra. I struggle as a DM because there are still some things that I can struggle doing whilst DMing, and my main issue is combat. I cannot DM combat for the life of me because we live streamed episode 6 of Allderra and that was a war. I was struggling so hard because one, I didn't have a battle map, and two, I still didn't know that much on how initiatives work as the DM. And going back to player, I feel like because I prefer being player, I have the most fun being a player. And being a DM, as much as I enjoy it, I repeat that. I'm going to repeat that I absolutely struggle as DM.
I
So
can also tell that you don't like combat as a player anyway either.
I'm starting to like it a bit, but because of past things, I've hated it. But I'm starting to get my way around it. Because the one thing I struggle in D&D is combat. No matter what, I have been struggling.
But what's your best moment as both a DM and a player?
Best moment as a
best
player?
Moment?
So, best moment, getting to know the introductions on the other characters, other players, like when they introduce their characters. So it's when you get to, it's like the first couple sessions. That's my favorite part of being, like, best moments of being a player. But if I were to say for an existing campaign, for things like best moments as a player, when Milva confessed to Arwen. That was the most heartbreaking thing.
That I was.
But I want to say this for Millennia as well. It was when Millennia first met Arwen and flirted.
That was so funny.
Hey, what's a cutie like you doing in a place like this?
Owen
None of your
runs.
fucking business. But no, it was like, those were my two best moments of being a player. But DMing, I think it was when we first live streamed my campaign.
The Garnet Moon twist was a bloody good introduction.
I worked so hard on that.
You just
I'm
rolled a
rolling.
natural 18.
I'm rolling.
Give me my honey dice.
I rolled a 6.
That's another one, babe.
Right, what's your favourite moment as a player? Because you haven't had one as a DM yet.
Oh, for me as a player would be, what would it be? The emotional moment with Drengir.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
You know where he goes, I have nothing really to live for. Why did I do this? No one cares about me. And then Ember goes, but I care about you. He's like, what? But I care about you.
That was the penultimate session of my first ever campaign.
I loved it.
My favourite moment as a player, oh god.
There are many.
There are a fuck ton to choose from.
From other campaigns as well.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna say the nat 20 I got in my first ever session, the nat 20 I got in that drinking contest. It's like, roll con save. That's a 4. Okay, roll again. That's a 14. Third and final one. Natural 20. That was definitely one of them. My second best moment as a player I'm gonna have to say. Oh god! Oh my god! This is was with Endring.
Oh my god, the blood bottle situation where it drains my blood.
I had real fun playing a vampire. I loved it.
That was my first campaign that I DM'd for you, and it was you and Sarah.
It was really good. Like, I enjoyed playing.
That was a
Endring.
fun mini campaign.
The thing was,
I haven't said my best man
I
is being
did
a DM yet.
I'm saying this
Oh,
cheating
yeah.
character thing. The thing was, my character drained their blood into a bottle for Endring, so then they wouldn't attack their love.
And in the epilogue, I still turned him into a vampire. What? Attempted to. And my best moment as being a DM, I will never forget this. It was in my first ever campaign, and it's when I revealed that the ending villain, Savron, was Ember's father. In one line.
And I was working for him.
Yeah, like there was just a whole talk, and then he just looks down. It's a shame I brought my daughter into this, and that's where we're gonna enter. The look on both of your faces meant I'd done something right.
Can I change my answer?
If you want to.
Another part of being a player that I love, my best moment, the one shot I did with Will as Alruna and Galau.
That was funny.
When they first met and Alruna was like, "What is this place?" And Galau was like, "The outside world, what do you mean?" I was like, "I've not been in the outside world before." Because Alruna was an experiment. She wasn't allowed outside. That was funny but adorable. Because Galau was like, father figure.
Alright, we got a couple more from chat, which very appreciated for Bryn and Drago of carrying like the weight of all this. So first one, what would a dinner party hosted by your current character be like? Yours two would be very, very noble and high class.
Mine would be, our lens would probably be like a tavern performance. Or something like mixed between high-end class and...
There's a be in a fucking theatre.
Yeah, most... No? What would it be like then?
Murder mystery. With Arlen playing music in the background.
Oh, very nice.
Arlen would host a murder mystery dinner party.
Hazel...
And have Hazel play the killer.
No.
No, not in that way.
No!
Not in that way.
No!
A more confusing version of Cluedo.
Actually, I think everyone would be, not thinking it would be Hazel.
Which is why Hazel would be
Exactly.
the perfect suspect.
Exactly.
Also, a thing that Hazel would do, she'd hold a ball. She'd hold a masquerade ball.
That'd be fun.
Oh fuck, what would Endo do?
Dinner party in a volcano.
Yeah, just like...
I don't think you'd realise that no one else could go into that volcano.
No, I'll tell you exactly what he'd do. It'd be like, okay, dinner party. Just turn up to this place, and everyone turns up and it's like, oh, so what's the theme? You're meant to have a theme with these things?
Eruption.
It's like, fire, flame, stuff like that. Yeah.
So
I dropped my popcorn!
Barbecue!
Barbecue.
Right, and
volcano barbecue.
Drago's next question. Have you ever, as a DM, used the point system alternative rules for Magic Cast? I really want to!
Huh?
I really want to implement the point system for casting spells.
Point system?
So instead of having spell slots, you have spell points. And you can just put them into any spell you want. So you can cast, like, so many first level spells if you wanted to.
I'm gonna need help understanding that later.
Because I mentioned it to you and you adamantly refused it. I really want to do it. For next campaign, I'm gonna change up a lot of things.
I'm willing to try it, but I have odd feelings about it.
If I'm correct, next campaign we're going back into the past.
I'm yet to decide. You're still a long way off finishing this campaign.
Okay.
But yeah, the point system is... Because I first read point system and I thought, oh, don't tell me he's asked about point buy.
Dragus says it's fun, ...
Yeah, I think it is.
So I'm guessing that's very sarcastic. Very good.
Right, we got a directed question towards you, Ariel. And it's from
Hi.
Zero herself.
What's up?
Can you look at the community post and tell me how I'm meant to say that name?
Oh no, it's Seralipsis or Allderra.
Seralipsis or Allderra.
That sounds like a disease.
So,
Seralipsis.
for context for the two of you, and also our
Esteemed viewers.
Previous campaign, or a campaign before Zero played with Mark, I had a campaign where Zero played a character called Seralipsis, who was a tiefling barbarian.
So exactly the same as Allderra.
Oh, sorry, Zero. Your character's name sounds like a disease. Sorry.
And with that, because no one could pronounce the name properly, everyone, especially Nick, was calling Seralipsis Seralopolis. Like a dinosaur.
Why do you think when I introduced Endomina, I immediately said, you can call me Endo? Because I knew people could pronounce that.
I just call him Sarah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if I had to choose,
What is your favourite D&D?
I'd say Seralipsis. Because, I'll be honest, out of the two, Seralipsis was hotter.
Allderra ate a fucking cat that shot fire out of its ass.
I'm Buttfire.
Seralipsis ate someone alive.
Fair. To be honest, any person we met, Zero was immediately like, can I eat them?
Yeah, I mean, he ate Lily's character.
No?
That was the creator.
No.
That was Connor's character.
Yeah.
No, because Lily was tied to a tree and then we looted the
Yeah,
tree.
I'm
and
mutilated.
Oh, yeah.
And then they ate them.
Yeah. That's right.
I forgot about that.
Look at me being memorable.
But yeah, I would say Seralipsis.
Right, okay. Another from Drago. What is your favourite D&D base rules monster and why?
D&D base rules monster.
So, from the monster manual. So any of the base D&D monsters.
I don't really know. I haven't done enough research.
Oh, we actually get in the books, like, okay.
Go get your book.
I'm going for the book!
We're getting the monster manuals, everybody. Show your monster manuals. Hey. I know I have one, but I just need to find where it is. Yeah, no, I've already found mine. And Mark's gonna know exactly where I got this from.
Sarah's just said a beholder.
You like beholders?
They're scary, but they're cool.
Mark's gonna know exactly why on mine. Are you ready?
Hold on, no way, no. I need to look. I need to find
No,
mine.
I was just joking about the beholder. Sorry.
I need to. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on.
We're gonna wait
Okay.
until Mark has his, everybody.
Yeah, wait until I.
Whilst Mark finds his, how's
Got it.
everyone's day been in chat?
Got it.
Adult blue.
No. Okay, ready?
Well, we'll show us one by one. You go first this time.
No, Ariel goes first.
No.
'Cause
Okay.
That's how we've been doing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Chimera.
Oh. Fair enough.
I had my players go up against one of these before. Mark wasn't there for the combat.
I was there for the aftermath though.
Yeah, but he didn't get to fight one of these. These are my babies. These are my babies. I love chimeras. They're so beautiful. And I ripped Zane's old character into pieces by one of those. Called Drelthar. Black Dragonborn Warlock.
Right. Mine. Young Red Shadow Dragon.
I'm not
for
surprised.
Purely for the fact it's very different than every other dragon in the book, and I've also made a adult and ancient variant, which I'm going to throw at you at some point.
Lovely.
You seemed very fierce when shutting that book.
Yeah, because I was making a point.
We're going to fight one of those.
Yeah, you are going to fight one. They are one of two dragons I've homebrewed for my campaign, the other one being the Amethyst Dragon.
Oh, the one that I've got hatched.
Yes. So, the final question from the actual post itself, well, the final two. What is the biggest IQ play you've ever witnessed in D&D?
Ever witnessed? I think mine has to be Allderra. When I think it was you and Iris going up against the lab master trying to get Arasis.
That was, yeah.
And also with that, because it was the same episode, so it counts. Karask's sacrifice.
That was something else, I must say.
So, to give context, which you could just watch the VOD, Karask saved both Merica and Maylor by pushing them out of the room and pushed him into the tubes and exploded the whole room where he burnt to pieces. And then for Iris and Endo, Iris misty stepped to grab the lab master to take her down, and Endo ran to grab Arasis.
Next session, she called me a fucking monster.
What did you think of the session with Azari when she was fighting off Vulcana on the boat?
They weren't there.
That was after the fallout.
Yeah, that was during the fallout. They weren't there.
That was when Alruna got mutilated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll say, you as Azari, even though I put you through hell,
I improvised and I did
you
it so well.
still came out of that as a soldier, I must say.
And the thing was,
Jack
that
told
saving
me
throw,
about that when we were friends at the time. Jack told me everything that happened.
I had to roll a saving throw, and that
Because I slowly had you transforming into Vulcana herself. But that was some of the best. I've got to admit that some of my best like IQ plays have come out from either you two or Rain. Like just in your ingenuity of plans. it surprises and it scares me.
The situation with Hazel and Arlen on the boat.
When I was gonna say, when did I did an IQ play? Because I've never done one.
No, listen. The situation with Hazel and Arlen on the boat. Hazel told you to leave her and save yourself.
But I took you with me by dimension door.
That no, you picklocked yourself out and got me out as well. Then
You're
we
welcome
blew
on that
up
sleight of
our
hand.
Ship. I grabbed you and ran off the edge of the ship and swam you to the nearest area, getting a point of exhaustion.
Because fun fact, Arlen cannot swim.
Doing it. So I saved Arlen from staying on the ship by grabbing them and putting them on my back while swimming.
Because I can't swim.
Saving them as well.
I just loved how when we did that one shot, Mark was just dying of laughter when I said, yeah, Arlen can't swim.
And I was like, oh fuck. Anyways.
And also, the situation where Arlen threw one of the beds into the water to get Hazel to sleep in the same bed as them.
I forgot that happened.
That was like a month before the actual stream started.
It
Oh,
was.
And where's your friend? Redecorating.
That was.
That was the campaign IDM for only them two.
Yeah, context. You were talking with someone else in your room. I came up, I then closed the door, I moved the cabinet in front, and then I left through the window. And then Keith then found me and was like, where's your friend? Oh, I didn't like them so much. No, your other friend, the one you just met. Redecorating.
I gave you a point of inspiration for that.
That was so funny.
Wasn't that the one with Vampire?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Endring and Remy.
Oh my god, I miss
Remy!
Remy!
We love Remy.
She ended up pregnant. But hey.
Again, with like 3 kids.
Again.
What is it with you and every character having 3 kids?
No, I roll a dice, okay, and that depends on how many kids I have.
Your lucky number's 3.
I really hope not.
Well, they say 3 is the magic number, so...
Well, not in the future.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, third time's a That just hit. Right, what has been the best and what has been the best and the worst role playing you have ever seen in session?
Okay,
I think
you're
I know
going
what,
to agree.
I think I know what you're gonna say with this. Is
Arwen's reunion with Milbuck.
that
Best.
was
The
that
best.
was so well done.
Also,
It's like
I think it was literally that until the end of that campaign at the time. So basically, the reunion, the confession, but also river scene.
Yeah, look. It
No,
looks like...
no, tree scene.
Okay, no, tree scene with Alakai. That was the best.
Tree scene
Ariel.
was the best piece we've ever done.
It's like you're putting your hand through the screen because it's like disappearing.
Objection!
I think best was definitely, and I'm sorry to bring up the name, but it's just to get my head around it, Casmadea. Some moments in that campaign were good.
In terms of what
Roleplay
we've
wise.
done so far, like us two as players, we've definitely done our best in that campaign.
With Reese as well.
Even though I don't like bringing it up, you know Flynn's character with Azari.
Oh, Maznara,
Maznara.
that
Where he
dickhead.
played the piano.
That was good, I admit. That was some good RP.
Acting there.
Yeah, that was some good RP. I like
It's
that.
bad that it was with someone that we don't like.
And
I'll also say for Allderra, Ghost and Nick arguing when the Crimson Sky came. him screaming, "Do you have no patriotism?" Ghost is a good actor. Ghost, if you're ever watching this, you are amazing.
I'd have to say worst bit of RP.
Can I also say, like, another best one?
Go for it.
When Arwen said goodbye. When you basically came out of the labyrinth becoming a druid, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say the acting between Jack trying to enact being Ezio,
It could have used work.
it was not good.
I think worst for me was Merla.
Yeah, Merla could have been so much more.
Yeah, no, because you told me to make a character last minute, so I was like, okay, shit, okay. And I think my worst was when the Four Eyes actually came into my head. I could have played being corrupted so much more better.
Well, now you know for next time.
We've got what does your character
What?
hate and what does your character fear?
Yeah, so we got another few from Drago. So, okay, the most recent one could be a little bit backstory revealing.
That's fine.
Drago's just listing off so many questions. I'm pretty sure they've just gone to Google at this point.
I'll be honest. If we say at least something a little bit towards the backstory, it won't reveal much.
Oh, no, if it alludes but doesn't reveal, I'm fine with it.
I've pretty much revealed my backstory
Right, so
for Arlen.
So let's go from top to bottom with Drago's questions. How important is the accumulation of wealth for your character?
Not much. For Arlen,
much.
really not much.
Hazel doesn't really care how much they have because, you know.
Well,
Can I bring up Nat for a moment, who throughout the whole campaign didn't understand what money was?
and then ended up becoming a king.
Yeah, like at all points it was like, I have no fucking clue what this all means. Can you fucking teach me? Not once did anyone like sit him down and say, okay, this is bronze, this is silver, this is gold.
I would love to say, even though Arlen has to like kind of stay noble and like caring about wealth around the family, they really don't care.
And Hazel, you just got...
Hazel doesn't care. She
Yeah.
cares about equality
Yeah.
more than anything.
Okay, second question on Drago's list. What does your character hate?
Well, we could do what does your character hate and what does your character
Fear.
fear at the same
Oh
time.
yeah, we'll do them at the same time. So what do they hate? What do they fear? Well, actually no,
We've already done fear.
Yeah,
we've already done fear.
Fear.
What does my character hate? Their family. My father.
What does Hazel,
My dad.
What does Hazel hate?
Oh, I can't say one of them, so I'm not, because it's to do with my backstory.
Yeah.
I think you know what I mean. But another one would be they hate the fact that they can't, no matter how much they try to like lead this group, they hate the fact that some of them just like go off and do their own thing.
So you hate not having that central control.
Yeah.
I have another thing that Arlen hates.
Water.
Arlen despises Ezio.
Swimming.
Ezio's still out there somewhere, just to say.
I want to kill him.
Oh,
Look at.
yeah, I'm gonna say Ezio and Alvin are still out there, but you lot are gonna meet a familiar character. I've said enough.
We're meeting him.
No, it's not him.
Fuck this shit, Anna.
It's a her.
Oh shh.
It's fucking Freya. It's
don't know.
Freya.
You don't know.
It is Freya. I'm betting 10 platinum it's Freya. What the fuck was that?
Don't worry.
What does
Right.
Endo hate?
Endo. Oh. Endo hates.
The fact that separation exists.
No, Endo hates when people try to tell him what to do.
Allderra.
Well, no, because it was a case of when Tilia was like, "Go, just go, save yourself," and Endo was like, "No, my goal is to get you safe." So.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
Why is my bag so loud?
Name someone your character has wronged.
Okay, no, mine is pretty obvious. Malachi.
Arlen's sister.
Freya. Well, okay. Mine's between 3 people.
Yeah, because you got Malachi, you got Freya.
Malachi, Freya, Chelsea.
Oh!
When they were Jacob, I wronged them. And because Sarah's not here, I can say why.
Yeah. And
So-
actually, I did remember the name of the tabaxi, but I'd forgotten it. Let me just get it real quick.
Wait, I wronged the tabaxi?
No, the tabaxi, obviously, because last session I said, Linux. I said, that Freya and Linux were getting close, but I completely forgot Linux's name.
I don't like Linux.
Why not?
He's getting too close to my sister.
Bruh, let it happen. Your sister's happy.
She's too young!
Your sister wasn't happy when you were around.
Freya is like 10.
I mean, Linux did try to flirt with Arlen.
No, they didn't!
They went.
No, they were whistling mockingly towards you two.
Oh, because they whistled at Arlen once they got changed into their.
It wasn't
car.
catcalling, it was just... It was mocking.
Are
You
sure
said no.
said
You even
catcalling?
said in session that was catcalling.
Yeah,
Oh,
you did.
my
said
bad.
in- You said in session that was catcalling.
My complete and utter bad. It's been 2 months since that.
It's been 2 months.
Oh my god, it's been 2 months since you said goodbye to.
What? Canon 2 months or IRL 2 months?
IRL 2 months. Right, and the next one from Jacob. Oh no, who's Endo wronged? I completely forgot I have a character.
Oh wait.
You wronged.
I wronged Arisis apparently. And did I wrong Euphoria?
You wronged the slave that was bit.
Oh, Astrid. No.
The one in the backstory, the one that was in the cage.
Oh, yeah.
The one you rescued, basically, when she said, "Oh, I know where your sister is." You've also wronged your little sister.
What was Rain's character name?
What, Nisa?
Hazel's wrong Nisa before.
Yes, you have.
Endo has wronged
and
so many
Izari.
people.
Oh, Anazari, yeah.
Because she said, "Oh, yeah, devil blood," and then like didn't actually think about it. So.
And for Drago's 5th question of the batch, name something your character would kill to learn. The location of Endo's family.
You know that your little sister's in Arla,
Yes.
I think. So you're gonna find your sister.
Yeah. What would Hazel
Um,
kill? What would Arlen and Hazel kill to learn? Let's start with Ada. ARLN.
Ooh,
His father.
So you'd kill to learn your father.
No, I would. Well,
What are you?
I know
what is
I know
Arlen's
we've done. I
what is-
know we've done the solo session.
Yeah.
I learnt from that.
So,
Like I learnt about my father from that.
so yeah, what would Arlen most like to learn that they would do anything to do?
Justice to my family.
And Hazel.
to find out what that vampire meant by us going to Drac would mean something else would happen. Something
Turning
else.
into a vampire.
Haven't we made that sort of like canon for the Ranger Chronicles series that like Milvick does, like obviously experiment with getting bit by a vampire?
By Lilith. That was the vampire's name, by the way.
There we go.
But yeah, to find out what that vampire's up to.
You'll find out soon enough. You'll
What?
go-
I'm not gonna get a message saying my father's dead.
Wait, what was the name? Ubar?
Ubara.
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 But you don't know that.
Capybara.
Yeah, Arlen doesn't know that.
Arlan doesn't know that. Hazel does.
No, I know out of character though. I'm not gonna metagame.
I like to say, yeah. When you stick your head too close to the camera, your head disappears, kind of.
I'm gonna teleport to you guys.
Okay, we got two more. We got two more questions, and then we'll go back to the stream questions. So, if your current self was a D&D character,
What was that?
That was the lead.
Oh.
That was my head.
That scared me.
That's it. If your current self was a D&D character, what class and level would they be? Not what you'd want them to be, but what are you most like right now? Bard.
But what level?
I'd say 8.
I would agree with Bard and say level 7 or level 9.
What's this?
So, you yourself, what class would you be right now, IRL?
Not what you want to be, what you are.
I think we're all bards, aren't we?
No,
I would
didn't
say for
I'm
me
a
though,
bard.
I'd say I'm either a bard
Am I allowed to
or
say that I'm
surprisingly
pretty much?
a wizard.
Yeah, you can say you're multi-classing.
Bard.
Yeah.
Rogue.
Bard wizard.
Bard rogue.
I'd say...
So I'm a
No,
sneaky
bard
witch.
druid. Bard druid, sorry. Bard
go-
druid.
I'm going to go from Sebastian's Crow, which is one of the new books which is in development. I'm going to say Bard Apotheker.
Oh yeah, the apothecary class coming
Yeah,
out.
but why?
Why? Because I know a lot of scientific knowledge,
Yeah, that's true.
and also I'm a musician.
And why would you be a bard wizard?
Well,
They
well,
die of 1d4
technically bard
humiliation.
druid, but bard because technically bards don't have to be musical. I'm an actress,
I'm
but
both.
also I do music on the side. Druid because I actually know some things about nature and I'm actually interested in it. And also because the ivy in my
And why
room
would-
can
why
say
would you-
otherwise.
Why would you be Bard Rogue?
I say bard because I'm a singer.
Singer.
You all know,
Singer.
except for those who are watching.
Yes. Singer.
I'm a singer. And then I would also say rogue because I'm a sneaky bitch at times and slip.
Can confirm.
Yeah. And I'm currently being a sneaky bitch, so.
Fair. Right, the final one from the actual post itself. Do you think flying races unbalance the game?
No,
Nah. There's nothing.
because
There's
there's a lot of
unbalancing
races
about
that can
it.
fly.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they're a flying race, they're a flying race. What's wrong with that?
There's also a flying spell.
There is.
Yes.
And also, with flying, there are races that can fly, which have obviously the distance and things. So it's not really unbalanced and it's not necessarily broken, because they've actually balanced it compared to the race and the spell.
Exactly.
For example, a Varial Elf has the same flight speed as walking speed.
So yeah, no, we wholly heart accept those characters that have wings on their back.
Which will be one of my next characters.
And the final question we've got at the moment, which is from Drago themselves, barbecued gnome or barbecued elf?
I hate him for this.
Gnome.
Gnome.
Gnome. We love Scanlan and Pike, but
What about me? I'm an elf.
But we like elves too much.
yeah, we like elves more than we like gnomes.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Gnome.
So Pike, Trickfoot, Scanlan, Shorthole. We're sorry.
You've been gnome.
You've been gnomed.
You've been gnome.
Right. And we got another one from Jada. If you could be any monster from the D&D Monster Manual, what would you be and why?
Chimera. Actually, no.
I would be a dryad. Because nature. It's basically druid, but like full nature consumed.
I probably need to get my monster manual again. Effort.
The confusion on your face is so pure.
I would be.
Phoenix. I'd be a phoenix.
It's hard for me.
It is.
It's really hard for me.
Because even though I die, I can rebirth from the ashes.
Nah, I'm gonna say chimera. Because you're mixed between 3 animals.
There's that
A lion,
3 different personalities.
a lion, a hydra, I think, and a goat.
So are you saying chimeras just have schizophrenia?
Yeah! Because they've got 3 different heads, so they must think different.
Nope.
No, they're all working in unison. That's like a hydra
But
from
that would also mean that they'd
No,
have the
no.
same liking.
No, that's like saying a hydra from Greek mythology. Once it gets to 8 heads, it's then got massive schizophrenia because it's got 8 different heads,
Yeah.
so it's 8 different personalities.
Yeah.
No, they all work in tandem.
No, because if you look at the what's that film with the where he awakens the Hydra inside the mall?
What?
It's about gods. And he
Percy
has to
Jackson?
get- Yeah. Percy Jackson. The one where he awakens those Hydras. They act differently because they're fighting against each other because they.
Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters?
I'm pretty sure that's not how it was in Greek mythology.
Nope, it wasn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're all basically the same thing. It's just 8 heads.
Yep.
Because they're fighting each other. And
That's
then
why I heavily contested you on that.
Well, in my campaign.
That's a point. Because we're done with questions, do we have any questions for each other, D&D wise?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
And I'm gonna say this now: they cannot be metagaming, nor can they force anyone to reveal any backstory.
No. As DMs.
Oh, lovely.
When creating characters like NPCs, what do you think about?
Do you want to know something as well? I was actually working on the script for something we've got planned coming out possibly in the new year, and it was the NPCs one.
Is it Fire and the Fighter?
No, it's a series, Tips for the Table.
I thought you said tits for the table, man. I was like, what?
That's going to be the title of the bloopers.
Tits for the table.
I don't actually know what to. I've actually shut down in my. You know that question earlier about DMs needing a reboot? Yeah, I've just had to do that.
And you're not even DMing tonight.
But I am tomorrow.
Oh, good luck with that. I mean, what?
Yeah, I want to cry.
Don't worry, you've got me and Nick are sensible.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Out of all of us.
There's actually more sensible people in the group than you guys.
What, like Yami?
Nightmare.
Coming up.
Nightmare, like, isn't it there all the time? So is that a fair assumption?
For your question though, Sarah, I would say the first thing that comes to my head when it comes to NPC making is accents and voices.
Yeah. Think of
Because
the
I
region they
always
come
play
from.
NPCs that have the same voices because I cannot do accents that well. And I'm actually working on that this year in my course, so...
Also, with Drago's last question, I actually don't know.
Let me have a look.
I think that appeals more to Ariel than us two because they'll know more than us.
I'm bored with coming up questions, but one last one from me. If you could live in any kingdom or realm of the Fallen Kingdoms or Dragonlance books, what would it be and why? Any kingdom or realm of the Fallen Kingdoms of Dragonlance. I don't know. I don't really know them. But if the question was any kingdom in anything in like that can come to my knowledge, would either be the kingdom from Tangled or the world of Tangled, because I absolutely love that world. It's so beautiful. Or Game of Thrones.
I'm gonna have to immediately say any kingdom. I will immediately say Middle Earth.
Absolutely love. I agree.
Lord
I agree.
of the Rings, like Matt Percy Jackson made that happen.
I do like the Lord of the Rings world as well, and Emily loves Lord of the Rings. Also, technically Skyrim. I do like the Skyrim world.
Yes.
The Skyrim world is amazing.
Tamriel is just so well crafted.
I love Skyrim. But the fact is, once you take
Hold
down
on,
one
hold
road,
on.
there's
Speaking
like
of
a ton
Skyrim,
them
speaking
showing
of
up from
Skyrim,
nowhere,
Yeah.
which is, like,
speaking
kinda,
of
like,
Skyrim,
strange. You played
I have the map of Skyrim.
Yeah, you've got the map of Skyrim, but you've never played Skyrim.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yes, because Draco, we create our own worlds.
We do.
Really don't use any of the actual.
My campaign is fully homebrewed.
We don't
I haven't got any questions
actually
to
use
ask.
any of the actual worlds that are given to us. We create our own worlds.
I have a question for the two of you, actually, about D&D. Out of all the scenes that we have ever improv'd, which one has been your favourite?
What does that say?
And just as a context, for the viewers, when me, Sarah, and Mark are bored or we're in person and we're just bored overall, whether it's online or in person, we love to do just any sort of just random improv acting as our D&D characters. Whether it be Milvuk, Arwen, and Millennia, whether it be Arlen, Hazel, and whoever the fuck, or just anything in general, we just improv. I want to know which has been your favorite.
That's tough. Because a lot of them I can't actually remember.
The one
I
where
know
Millennia broke down, telling Milvuk, because he went, what, did they kill your parents or something?
That's now canon in the book, you know that.
Yeah,
but
that is now
was
canon.
Still an improv session.
I know.
I know my favorites. This was before, one of them was before I met Sarah.
But I
Mark?
met Mark before you two met though.
Charmed, Milvuk, and Arwen.
Yes.
Also, counting that, the death scenes.
Those were some quality stuff. That was.
I met
But
Mark, Brendan,
three of
and
us
Mark.
together.
You met me
This,
5 months before they did.
Yeah.
yeah, 3 months, and then like after, then when it was the three of us in person, when I first met Sarah in person, that improv we did
That was good. I like that.
outside near Clark's.
Oh, the one with the improv of Ember, Merla, and Drengen.
Yeah. When we met each other in person for the first time because of Footloose.
When Merla found out Ember was a dragonborn.
Yep.
And the reaction was, oh.
That was amazing. But I want to know your guys' favorites.
Well, Sarah's already said her favourite.
What about yours, Mark? I think I know one of them, and it's when, like, I think it was when Sarah was in college.
I'm still in college.
No, when you were one day in college. Our first session of Helena and Ariane. When I first went into Helena's head.
That was good. I like that.
When I found out that Helena had a crush on Ariane.
I did like that, yeah. But would I call it my best?
A lot of them were fun.
I'm gonna say that it was the one where Milva went into the forest, found the vampire, and was like, I want to know what it's like. Because my wife was bit, and I want to know what she felt.
Was that in the LRC? That was fun.
That was... so... yeah. Now, one...
I love the improv we did. That was fun.
Now, one question... Now, I think this may be the final question, but from me to both of you...
Oh god.
What has been your best moment throughout all the time we've been doing D&D through Discord?
I can't pick one.
So ever since we all came together, we had your first campaign, and then my second campaign, and then the campaigns that are on now. What has been your best moment?
I think mine would be when we hit that island as Ember, and all of the eyes' reactions went to her.
Oh, Cassadrea.
My reaction to that, and my acting for that was, I think I did really well with that. Because the fact there was, I had to act like I was in the effect of the eyes, but also my character was pregnant. So she kinda had to, like, a few times.
And for you?
It's a hard one for me. It's a really hard one for me. Because my memory is shit. I'm gonna say the Endring and Remy campaign. My first official campaign.
That was... It was
'Cause
some quality stuff, that was.
I felt like that was the first time I was ever pretty much organized as a DM, and it was only a mini campaign.
It was only like 11 sessions, wasn't it?
15.
No,
It was 15.
no, it wasn't. Because you asked
Was
me...
it not?
You came to me and said, how many sessions do you think I should do? And I said, I'd said stick it around 12. See how you go with that.
It was either that campaign or the campaign of Erla, Ember, and Drenga. When I sacrificed myself to save the two of you. Those were the most heartbreaking ones that I've ever done, and my favorite. So yeah.
I'm guessing no one else has any questions.
I had one, but I'm trying to remember it now. Oh, with complete honesty and no going back,
So, one of
who has been your favorite character to play?
Oh, I think we've talked about this.
No.
No, it was like
Me and
your
Mark have
your
had
most
this.
memorable. But this one is who has been your favorite character.
We did a rating system last time, didn't we?
No, we didn't. That was purely between me and you,
Yeah.
of like top 3.
And this can be any character that we've played since the start of doing D&D together. So you've got more freedom to choose.
I'm gonna say, with wholehearted honesty and brutal honesty, my character for Rain's campaign, Freya Divinus Carpathia Iovius Endring Eternum.
Okay.
I love her to bits.
As I've brought myself out of my comfort zone, which is usually sticking to myself and like thinking with Hazel, I'm gonna have to say Princess Hazel, Lily, and Christiel.
I'll probably save the half of my question. My favorite would have been Arlen. My first
Full
ever
name?
transgender character.
You gotta say the full name.
Not Aurora Ren Alfaro, but Arlen Wim Alfaro.
And I think with that, I think we've exhausted a lot of questions.
I
I honestly didn't think we'd get to 2.5 hours of content.
Neither did I.
I thought we were
going
gonna get to like at least 45 minutes or an hour.
Yeah, but as we were going through it, it's like, oh no, we're actually getting through these at quite a slow rate.
I thought we were getting through them quite quickly.
3 of us got stumped. The 3 of us got stumped at questions.
Yeah.
But that was the fun of it.
Yeah.
It was trying to like come up with things that we would have to remember during D&D.
Right, well, I guess it's been a fun night, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Just sat here, just like talking about past experiences and like different questions and all that. It's been fun.
We've been having fun going through the memories. So, and we hope that you who are watching have had fun as well.
Obviously, this will go at a different time than obviously normal Saturday streams, so I haven't got to wait too long for the VOD. But I think on behalf of us 3, I can safely say thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for Drago and Bryn for slamming so many questions into the chat.
They were very good questions.
They
They were actually really good.
Even though the one that was last sent we didn't really know much about, we were glad that we could answer some of your questions. And
Unprofessional yawn number 26.
Shut up. Right, so from all of us to all of you, thank you very much for watching tonight, and we will see you tomorrow for your regularly scheduled Allderra stream. Bye.